Hi, I'm Darcy, and I'm here to introduce you to Lesson 7, Envisioning Your Role. Lesson 7 is part of the Bringing the Mission Home unit in the Roads from Earth to Venus companion course. The guiding question for this lesson is, how can careers that are important to successful NASA missions impact our lives here on Earth? This lesson follows the 5E model, and I'll take you through each of the E's in this video. Okay, in the engage portion of the lesson, students are going to review some short descriptions of NASA-related careers, and then they're going to match those careers and the skills required for those careers to specific mission objectives in the Roads from Earth to Venus companion course and challenge. Before teaching this lesson, we just recommend that you review the job descriptions and the answer key, and you're going to need to make a copy of the provided Google Slides template if you decide to fill it out digitally. Okay, in the Explore portion of the lesson, students are going to dive a little bit deeper into each of these careers by reviewing the Roads from Earth to Venus career connections catalog. This is the catalog that we usually have you guys engage with during the Extend portion of the lessons. And so before class, we recommend that you review this career catalog. You should decide whether students are going to be choosing careers to explore independently or whether you want to assign specific careers to students or groups. By the way, the resources in the career collections catalog are all NASA resources, but it's a mix of videos and readings and then some profiles of NASA professionals. So when they're done, students are going to use a career selection handout, and they're going to think about which careers that they explored are the best match for their personal interest, values, and strengths. And then they're going to also assess the qualifications and what they may need to do in order to obtain each type of career. In the explain portion, students are going to create a graphic novel or a set of comic strip pages that is showing their future selves working in their dream NASA career. You can either ask students to work on this individually or in teams. We recommend that if students are working on creating one graphic novel as a team, you ask them to create pages where their individual career roles are working together on something within the story. So before class, you're just going to need to decide how you want the students to create this graphic novel. They can do it by hand, by drawing, or there's digital ways to do it, and then prepare the materials accordingly. Within the lesson, we provide quite a bit of resources and templates to help you get started with that. Okay, and for the elaborate portion of the lesson, students are going to identify a community need, and then they're going to learn how to map the strengths within their community that could be helpful for addressing that need. In order to connect it to the previous parts of the lesson, they're also going to consider how these strengths are connected to the NASA careers they previously explored. In order to help you facilitate this discussion, the lesson includes some guiding questions and prompts, and also recommends a review of the Funds of Knowledge worksheet that was introduced in Lesson 1. To prepare for this part of the lesson, you simply need to decide how you want the students to map these strengths. They can write it out by hand, they can do it digitally, and then print whatever materials you need. In the evaluate portion of the lesson, students are going to document their learning by completing the deliverables outlined in Mission Objective 7. This deliverable could be a graphic novel that they created during the explain phase, or they can produce a new video interview modeled after a day in the life examples included in the lesson. And in these video interviews, students are basically pretending like they are their future selves in their future careers, and they're describing what their day is like and what their job is like working at NASA. This lesson aligns with the science and engineering practice of obtaining, evaluating, and communicating information. The full lesson is estimated to take 6.5 hours, but you can streamline it in a couple of ways. For example, during the Explore, if you can assign students rather than having students choose, which would speed up the lesson. You can also choose to do only one major project, either the graphic novel or the video interview, whichever one you think is faster or more interesting for your students. We hope that your students enjoy connecting the skills they gained completing these lessons or the Roads from Earth to Venus mission objectives to future careers at NASA. If you need additional resources, we encourage you to explore our website or contact us at info@nessp.org. Thanks.